Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Fialo Geo boxing gloves. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Fialo Geo boxing gloves. They come in this beautiful all black with contrasting white colorway. I got mine in 16 ounces. They are a lace-up closure only glove. You can get these anywhere between 12 and 16 ounces. They're made of full genuine leather construction with welted seams. It has multi-layer foam padding over the knuckle area, and I believe the gloves are manufactured in Pakistan. Now this is going to be the second pair of Fialo gloves I'm doing a review on. I did a review on the Bomba boxing gloves. Fialo is a company based out of Portland, Oregon, relatively new to the boxing segment. When you're looking at the gloves from a design standpoint, the one thing that really reminds me of these gloves is that they kind of remind me of a Mexican style glove, like a Torres Medina glove. In terms of the length of the cuff, it is a little bit of a longer glove. So if you are somebody that likes longer cuff gloves, I think you would like these. It does have that welted seam look to it that you see with a lot of Mexican made gloves. And even the finger and the thumb compartment kind of reminds me of that Mexican style glove. Although these are definitely more comfortable than your traditional Mexican gloves that tend to be a little bit more roomier on the inside. Sometimes they have kind of the rough, kind of abrasive type of liners on the inside of the glove. And these definitely don't have that. This has a much more smoother, silkier liner on the inside. But from a reference standpoint, if you're looking to compare this to something, I would definitely say that this reminds me of a Mexican made glove, somewhat like the Torres Medina gloves that I did a review on a while back. So when you're looking at it, it does have more of a slender kind of conical shape to it in terms of the width of the glove. It's not an ultra wide glove. The leather on here has a nice satin finish to it. You do have that Fialo logo on the back of the glove in white. And then you have that cross stitch pattern on the back of the wrist support. It does say Fialo on the bottom right there, but it is a cross stitch pattern with double stitching throughout on the back of the wrist support. You have, I'd say, maybe about 1.5 inches of medium density foam padding on the back of the wrist, and I'd say about 1/2 inch of firm density foam padding on the inside of the wrist on both sides. And you can see that it has kind of a unique design where it kind of comes up and then it has a little step that comes over and then it continues on to right about here. Then you have a little bit more of a softer padding on the palm area, and then you have it on this side where it ends right there. It does say "Designed to Win," which is their slogan. Nice long white flat laces, very long in length, so you get that maximum wrap around the wrist with plastic tips at the end. It does say Fialo again on the fingertip compartment, and you have the white piping around the thumb, and then they have their unique design. It almost looks kind of like a V. So you have the difference in leather. So you have a white leather that's actually stitched into the thumb, which gives it a very unique and pretty cool look. I haven't seen another pair of gloves that has that design cue on the thumb. So you do have that rather than the traditional split thumb where you have the seam go down the middle and then you have two separate colors. So I definitely like the look of that. You have a really nice large grip bar, and it almost feels like it's like a rubber hose that they cut and they slide in there rather than a piece of foam or something softer. So I definitely like that hard rubber hose that they use. I almost wish more companies would use that kind of rubber hose because you get a much more pronounced feel when you make a fist, because you could definitely feel it on your fingers when you roll your fingers over that grip bar. So I definitely like that. And you also have a leather attached thumb. You notice that it does have the welted seams throughout the glove, on the thumb, on the edges, on the back right here where the thumb meets the back of the glove. So you do have welted seams throughout the glove. Quality wise, these gloves are very, very nice. I mean, you can see here the leather quality is nice in terms of that satin leather. The welted seams are really good quality. Where the index finger meets the thumb, it's done real nicely there. No bumps or imperfections on the knuckle where I land my punches with. And I've used these gloves for actually a couple months now, and you can see that it looks really good. The seams on the side looks really nice and clean there. And coming down to the bottom cuff area, good. The stitching on the back of the wrist is done very nicely. And the stitching as well on the palm area is done very cleanly. You have that ventilated holes on the thumb as well as on the palm side, the grip bar. Weight-wise, the gloves are almost on point with weight. I believe the left glove is at like 15.9 and the right glove is like 16.1 ounces. So in terms of weight, they're pretty much on point with weight. They're not ridiculously overweight or underweight, so that's always a good sign. But quality-wise, these held up nicely, and even the weight distribution is done very nicely. You can see that the glove very well balanced. So you know, if I were to grab it at the bottom cuff or at the top of the glove where the padding is at, you don't see any flopping or sinking down. And like, again, the distribution of weight is really, really nice. So you don't have a top-heavy glove, and that's obviously attributing much to the wrist support, especially in the midsection of the glove. So quality definitely is very nice on these gloves. Held up really nicely. Comfort-wise, sliding my hand into the glove, the first thing you'll notice is the liner. It's really nice and smooth and silky. And again, I mentioned Taurus Medina, the Boxeo TM gloves earlier, and it kind of reminds me of that in terms of the liner. Very nice, soft, silky, smooth liner. So when you slide your hand in and out of the glove, even with hand wraps on, you don't get a lot of resistance. So I definitely like the liner. It doesn't bunch up. You don't have like a lot of excess material on the inside of the finger compartment. So that's definitely a big plus. You'll notice again that the glove is a little bit longer in terms of the height of the glove or the length of the glove, if you want to call it. But the wrist support feels really good and the thumb is perfect. You have a nice long thumb, and you can tell with the thumb piping right here in terms of the opening that it'll accommodate people with different sized thumbs. I usually have the biggest issue with my left hand typically. And you might have seen that in other videos. Typically with my left hand, my thumb is fatter than my right thumb right here. So oftentimes my right hand doesn't get the same level of discomfort that my left hand does. And typically it's right here that pinches down on my thumb, and you get a lot of discomfort when you're using the gloves. With these, it's loose enough to where your finger can fit or your thumb can fit through there. And then again, even with the depth of the thumb compartment, it's perfect. You know, it has a little bit of a curvature to it, but that doesn't really cause any issues in terms of discomfort. So you have a good amount of thumb padding on the back of your thumb, excuse me. I'd say about an inch of padding on the back, medium density foam padding. You have that attached thumb, so even when you roll down and make a fist, you can see it doesn't collapse down and pinch down on the tip of your thumb, so that's always a good thing. The depth of the finger compartment is perfect, and again, you can really feel that tube that they put in here. It's almost like a little small garden hose type rubber that they put in there for a grip bar, and it gives you a really nice pronounced feel when you make a fist. Finger compartment for the 16-ounce glove is perfect. I mean, it's not too wide, not too narrow. My fingers don't sit on each other, and they're not too spread apart. And nor do you have like any kind of void on the inside of this hand compartment where you feel like your fingers are going to kind of shift around and create blisters. So the hand compartment definitely is really comfortable. You can feel a little bit of the stitching right here where the seam meets on the finger compartment. So it would have been nice if they put like a piece of felt or neoprene to cover that up to give you a little bit more of a comfort feature with that. But comfort wise, everything else about this glove feels really, really good. Again, for those of you that do or don't like longer cuffs, that might be a determining factor for you, but it does have a longer cuff in that regard. Protection and performance wise, you'll notice that the padding on here has a medium to firm density foam on it. So it compresses down nicely. It gives you a good amount of feedback, but I'd say that this is a little bit more on the protective side. So if you're looking for a good heavy back glove, a good sparring glove, you can hit the mitts with these. Really a good training glove. I did a review on their Bomba gloves, which were really solid as well. I would say that the foam on these are a little bit more firm than the Bombas, so you get a little bit more level of compression and shock absorption with these over the Bombas, and of course all the other little key features with the welted seams. And again, this kind of reminds me of the shape and the feel of the Taurus Medina gloves, but definitely more on the protective side, especially with the type of foam they use. Cost-wise, these gloves are at $185. You know, I consider this to be a very well-rounded glove. Quality's there, comfort's there, performance there. So I definitely think it's right in the sweet spot in terms of pricing compared to what else is out there. It has a unique look to it. You have that nice cross-stitch pattern for the wrist support. It's very well balanced. You have that really cool looking thumb. It's full genuine leather, so I definitely think it's right there in the sweet spot in terms of pricing. The only thing I would probably say it would be nice if they offered other colorways, because currently they only have this in this black and white. I believe the Bombas, they have that in white and yellow as well. So more variety in colors as well as sizes definitely would be very nice. So to me, the main pros with these gloves is going to be the quality. The design looks really clean, very comfortable, and I definitely like the padding in terms of being able to use it for sparring, hitting the bag, hitting the mitts. It's pretty well rounded in that regard. It's not too one extreme more than the other. Cons wise, I would say color variation. It only comes in this black colorway, so something else in terms of color and more sizes. I guess a con, I don't even know if you want to call it a con, but I guess you can call it a con to some people. It does have a longer cuff, so some people like shorter cuffs. If you're going to ask that question, can you use these for kickboxing? To me, this is more of a traditional classic boxing glove. So if you're looking to use these for like Muay Thai, you want to clinch and all that, I don't think these are going to be very good for that. I would go with more of a traditional Thai style glove. But other than that, really satisfied with these gloves. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Fialo Geo boxing gloves. See you guys later. Take care.